Hey guys, I wanted to jump in today and talk about a problem that I've heard coming up a lot this week, and it has to do with feeling comfortable being visible, whether that's being comfortable being on camera or it's just being comfortable putting yourself out there and talking about you and your journey and talking about your business and talking about the things that you're doing. And I realize that everyone is coming from a different place with this and that we all have different hurdles that we have to overcome when it comes to being visible. But I have one small sort of mind shift I want you to work on in terms of how you're viewing publicity. So that's what I want to really talk about today. I'm going to wait just like another couple of seconds for people to jump on here live. If you're live, say hi. At least be visible enough to say hi to me. I love so many of you. Well, I love all of you in this group, but so many of you I've developed a really great relationship with and know very well. And you've been here in the group for months, some of you for years or a year plus, and you're still not putting yourself out there yet. And I know that you've got some mental hurdles that you need to get past to feel comfortable. I hear a lot of, I don't know if I'm ready for publicity yet. I haven't really had enough clients, or, I haven't had big enough results to have case studies yet, or I haven't been in business that long. I just started, it's all crap. Okay. You don't need any of that. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do a live on my business page later today where I talk about how to know if you're ready for publicity. And here's the easy short answer. You're already there. You're ready for publicity. I don't care if you started your business last week, okay? Because chances are you started your business because there was something you've already overcome, or some path you've already gone down, something you've already figured out through trial and error. I mean, most of us, particularly those of us who are service-based providers, the services we provide are a result of our own experience and our own path. And so it doesn't matter that you just started your business. You don't need to have a case study. You're the case study, okay? I always say I'm my own best case study, even having been in business now over 2 years and having plenty of client case studies I can point to. At the end of the day, I'm still my best case study because I've been representing me for 10 years now. And so I want you to keep in mind that publicity isn't about putting yourself out there as the greatest in your field, okay? I'm not the greatest in my field. I'm good, but I'm not the greatest in my field, and that's okay. I have a law degree. Like, I didn't go to school for this. I've only really been a publicist for a few years, but I've been my own publicist for 10 years. And so that's what I focus on when I have publicity opportunities myself, is what have I learned on my own path? I started as a corporate attorney who had my own free little WordPress blog that no one was reading, and eventually built myself up to being a contributor at Forbes, and then getting a full-time job offer from ESPN, and writing for major magazines and being on national TV and all that kind of stuff. But it all started from a free little WordPress blog, and I was like 25 and writing about legal issues in sports. I had just passed the bar exam. There were people who'd been sports lawyers who practiced for decades, and I'm sure that I've gotten some opportunities they wish they had had, and I got them because I put myself out there. Okay, that's the difference, because it's not about being world's foremost expert on your topic. And this is the mind shift that I want to impart on you today, okay? When I talk to people and they're scared about putting themselves out there, or they feel like yucky and icky about self-promotion, or they're wondering, are they good enough? Do they know enough? Have they had enough results? Do they know enough about their subject to write a guest blog or do a podcast interview or whatever? You're focusing on all of this stuff. You're making it about you, okay? And the shift I want you to make is that it's not about you, okay? It's about the people out there who need you. The people who are 3 steps behind you, or 6 steps behind you, or 10 steps behind you, or however far back they are in the process. There are people out there who need to hear from you, and for a number of different reasons. For some, it's needing the how-to, it's needing the steps. For some, it's needing to hear that you understand where they're at right now, where they're stuck, where they're struggling, and by God, you got through it and they can too, okay? So for some, it's more about needing your story as inspiration, not that they need you to teach them the steps right now, but they just need to hear that it's even possible. You know, maybe they, went out on their own for this entrepreneurial journey and now they're scared. They left their 9 to 5, the security blanket's gone. They're freaking out and they're wondering, should they go back? You know, if you're someone who's made it to the other side, who did that, and you've been successful in leaving your 9 to 5 and you've replaced your income and your life's fabulous now and you're so glad that you did it, why aren't you sharing that with people, okay? This isn't about touting your own story and your own personal success because you want people to like applaud you and tell you you're fantastic and you want people to like, bow down to your greatness. That's not what this is about at all. And I think that that's part of what we get in our heads is, this idea that like, who wants to hear my story? Like, why, I'm not important. I didn't do anything special. But there are people who are in the same position you were in 3 months ago, a year ago, 3 years ago, and they need to hear that you made it through, okay? They need to hear what you did. The more we share our own personal stories, the more we attract people who are like ourselves, but a few steps behind. So like when I started my business, I tended to attract a lot of attorneys because I started as an attorney. Now that has shifted over the years as my business has grown, but I still tend to attract a lot of people who have not just degrees, but advanced degrees and who had professional careers and have started some sort of entrepreneurial journey on the side and they're trying to build that up and either they're trying to leave their 9 to 5 or they've recently left it. I tend to attract people like me, but who are a few steps behind me. And those are the people that I enjoy working with. It's also the people I get the best results for because I get them, because I've been them. So the more you're willing to be transparent and share your story, the more that you're going to attract the right clients, first of all, but the bigger difference you're going to make in people's lives. I know for a lot of this, it is about making positive change in other people's lives. It is about inspiring or offering a hand up to people who are a few steps behind us. You can't do that if you're hiding. It's almost selfish to not put yourself out there. I know that might sound silly, but my mantra, if you've watched me for very long, is that it doesn't matter how good you are at what you do if no one knows you do it, okay? Those people who need you can't find you if you're not putting yourself out there. I don't care that you put up a website and then you've got a Facebook page. No one's going to find that if you're not leveraging it and doing anything with it, okay? Your website doesn't instantly have SEO value, and if you're say a health coach, allow people when they search health coach to bring you right up. No, the people who come up at the top of those searches are people who have been blogging on their site for years. They've got major sites like Forbes and Entrepreneur linking to their site, giving them SEO value. They've done podcast interviews that are coming up high in search results. They've written a book or they've done TV. The people who come up high in the search results who get just discovered are the people who've spent years investing time and effort into being more visible, okay? It's not enough to just exist. It's not enough to put up a Facebook page, to start a Twitter account, to create a website. It's not enough. People are not going to find you that way, okay? So do this for those other people out there. You're not doing this for you, okay? You're doing this for the people who need you. And if they don't know you exist, you're not going to be able to help them. I'm on my soapbox. I'm going to get your comments here. Valerie says it's a big struggle for her when it comes to doing live media because she's not comfortable with it. The best way to get comfortable being on camera is to start doing Facebook Lives. To be quite honest, when you first start doing them, not that many people are going to tune in. And so if it's, worst case scenario is you get on there and you bumble and stumble and you stutter and whatever, who cares? Like 2 people will see it, I promise you. In the very beginning, Facebook doesn't show your lives to that many people. When it doesn't matter whether that's on your personal profile or it's on your page. If you want to practice going live, go live in this group. What do you care what anybody in this group thinks about you? This should be a place where you feel safe and comfortable and where you can try out things like that. So by all means, if you're trying to get comfortable on camera, come in the group, do a live, teach people how to do something, okay? Hi, Christina. I see your comment on there too. But I get it. It's fine to be afraid. It's fine to hesitate. There's nothing wrong with that. It's incredibly normal to be afraid to do live video, or for some people, they have a fear of doing podcast interviews or radio interviews and just speak, you know, anything live where you've got to be kind of like off the cuff. I love it. I love getting on here with you guys and talking at a computer screen and knowing that there's people on the other side of it listening. But that's because I've been doing video for years and years and years. I mean, I started going on TV almost 10 years ago now. So, but I was scared in the beginning too. You got to get past those first few, you know, sort of trial runs and opportunities, and then you'll start feeling more comfortable with it after that. The biggest, you know, the best advice I can give you is just be you. Just go on there and talk about something that you love and that you enjoy, and that passion will come across in the video. I mean, when you guys see me do these videos about publicity, don't I look like I'm excited and like I'm having fun? I'm not faking this. I'm not a good actress. Like, I love this stuff. I love coming on here and teaching you about publicity, and I do get pumped up. As a matter of fact, if I'm having a day where I'm struggling, I'm in a bad mood, or, you know, I've just had a rough day, or like today, I got done with lunch and I was kind of dragging. Like, afternoons are much harder for me to get motivated and work than mornings are. It's just hard to like dial in. I'm all about like sitting at my computer and playing on Facebook, but to like dial in and work. But I'll come on and do these live videos, and I am like pumped when I get off this live video. I get like an adrenaline rush and I'm pumped and I'm so excited about publicity. And when I get off this, I'll be able to go work and I'll be in a great position for that. So, you know, so much of that, as far as live video goes, Valerie, is just practice, and try to practice in a safe space. This group is a safe space. I think you can practice in here. You can message me about some topics. I can help you come up with a good one, and you can come in here and practice. Maybe we even make that a thing where 1 or 2 days a week, we have someone who's set up to do a practice Facebook Live here in the group, and we all agree to be supportive and to offer constructive feedback. And if that's something you guys would be interested in, I would be totally game for making that a thing here in the group. So I'm going to wrap it up, but the point I wanted to make is that the mindset shift I think you need to make, and look, I'm not a mindset coach, but I think that the mindset shift you need to make is from worrying about you and how you feel and how it's going to affect you, and think about the people who are out there who need to hear from you, who are waiting for your message, who are waiting to see that someone else was able to do it, who's waiting for someone to give them a roadmap so they don't have to waste their time with trial and error. You know, there are people out there who are just a few steps behind you who need to know how to get where you're at now. That's your ideal client. For almost all of us, our ideal client is someone who is a few steps behind us, who, you know, is on sort of our same path but behind us, who we can help and say, look, I did this, this, and this, and look where I am now. But so it's not about you. It's about sharing your story to empower other people to have the same results. So I hope I did a good job explaining that. Like I said, I'm not a mindset coach, but I do think the shift is to stop thinking about yourself and to start thinking about the other people who are out there who need to hear from you, and come from a place of offering extreme value to these people who need you. Okay, I don't see any more comments or questions, so I'm going to wrap this up. I'm probably going to hop over on my business page, Guide My Brand, and go live here in a few minutes. If you want to hear that, that's going to be a little bit different. It's going to be all about how to know if you're ready for publicity. Like, do you have what it takes to start putting yourself out there? So I will jump over on that page probably 5 minutes. I'm going to grab something to drink real fast and then jump over there. Thanks, guys.